Greetings everyone and welcome to my channel. In this video, I will be sharing my first experience working as a doula in Ghana together with my lovely client, Mary Jane Parrott. I hope you enjoy the video. Please give it a thumbs up and click on the subscribe button to be notified of new videos of our life in Ghana. Medase. So I'm here on this lovely day in Ghana, in Accra, with my very first client, Mary Jane Parrott, who just gave birth about a few weeks ago.
Uh-huh.
How old is he now?
He's gonna be seven. Yeah, 7 weeks tomorrow.
7 weeks, 7 weeks, and it's been a journey. I'm not gonna say a hell of a journey, but it's been a journey, a very interesting one. So your story is so unique, so beautiful, so many things went on, and it was important for me to have you share your story with our viewers in your own words, because I shared already a little bit, but it's important that you express yourself as well. So who are you? Where are you from?
Okay, I'm a new mom. Okay, so 11 months ago, I found out that I was pregnant.
Are you from Ghana? You're born here?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
I'm born here in Ghana, but originally from Benin.
Okay. And your husband?
My husband is from Portland, Oregon.
He's from the States?
Yes,
Okay.
United States of America.
Okay. So you just had your first baby?
Yes.
A healthy son?
Yes.
So how was it like being pregnant?
Um, like I said earlier, I found out 11 months ago I was pregnant, and I was so full of joy and so much happiness within me, and but before then, it wasn't easy for me to just swim inside anything that has to do with pregnancy or having to carry a child, because I always have this fear within me that being pregnant, having a child, like childbearing, is a really tough journey. And I was like, it's gonna take a while for me to decide when that's gonna be. But then when it happened 11 months ago, I was full of joy because I was ready. Mind, body, and soul was ready. So so far, I cannot say I didn't enjoy the whole journey until I did enjoy the whole journey until when I got to the last trimester
Okay.
of the pregnancy.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's where we met.
Yes, I think. Yes, I met you in November last year, and oh my God, it was such a beautiful and amazing evening. Um, um,
So I came to you, I introduced myself, I told you what I was doing. We went to a networking event where a lot of people from the diaspora come together, get to know each other. And you were there. You were the only pregnant woman at the time, I mean, that we are aware of. And we started talking, and I told you that I'm a doula. This is what I do. And we stayed in touch. And then one day...
That was the first time I heard about doula. I never heard anything about doulas. I don't know what a doula is. And when you told me, when you gave me the information you're a doula, I'm like, okay. And then you explained what a doula does. Then I went to do my homework when I got home, and I found out that, oh my God, like, this is something I've never heard in my whole life. And I was so super glad I met you. Yeah.
Likewise. So I remember during one phone call, you were about to see your doctor a week later, if I'm correct, and you told him that you're going to come with your doula, because before that we hadn't really established collaboration or anything. We were just calling, and I was just checking up on you. So that made it actually official that I was going to become your doula. So then we visited the hospital, we met your doctor.
Yeah, the gynecologist.
Yes, and that was quite a good experience, I found. I mean, we had a lot of questions for him.
Right.
We visited the place. What was your experience about the place?
My experience about the place is, when I confirmed I was 6 weeks pregnant, it was, they asked me to come in every month. It was smooth. I will go checking my weight, checking my hemoglobin levels.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they check my urine to see if my sugar levels are
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Yeah.
So all that was smooth, but I found out that they didn't have no classes for like the
Prenatal classes? Okay.
prenatal class. I found out that they didn't have no prenatal class. If the midwife, but then this hospital is specified basically on maternity.
Yes, yes.
So and then they do not have a like cause I did my homework.
Mm-hmm.
I thought and I have had pregnant friends
Mm-hmm.
who go to um, hospitals, and I know that they say they have halls where they lecture all the pregnant women.
Mm-hmm.
They have a specific day that they go in there and they lecture them. But this time when I was at this place, this hospital, what they do is call us individually and ask us, how you feeling, how do you do today, and then that's how it goes. And
Mm.
they don't really ask you anything serious. It's just asking how you doing today, how you feeling. So there were no lectures. There were no lectures about uh, how you could breastfeed.
Okay. So
What
you weren't given any prenatal classes, basically.
No,
Okay.
they would just ask you how you feel today,
Okay.
how you feel from the previous month. Have you exhausted your prenatal medications?
Mm-hmm.
Do you need new one? That's one of the major questions they ask. They will ask you do you still have your prenatal medications? If you say yes, you still have them, then they'll just say keep using them. If you say you run out of them, they'll just say okay, they just go in the computer, and
They prescribe you more.
they prescribe you more.
Mm-hmm.
And mostly that's done by my gynecologist.
Okay.
But then sometimes when I go in, they also ask questions like that. So they did not have any lecture about how to breastfeed or how to take care of a child or what you need to eat. So I'll be the one asking questions like, do I need to eat this? Do I need to eat that? What do you think? Because sometimes I go in and I'm constipated. I haven't, had bowel movement in a while. And it kind of drive me nuts because I just feel uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so I lay my complaints down like, I cannot sleep like this. I can't sleep like that. The major thing will be, oh, don't sleep on your back. That's what
Okay.
they'll tell me. But then you can sleep, don't sleep on your back. You can sleep on your left hand side. Those are the things they would tell me. But aside from that, I did not get no education from the midwives.
Okay.
And I kind of feel bad until I came across you um, on the last trimester of the pregnancy. And then I think our first meeting was very productive because when we met, you gave me an insight on what to look for and what what my rights are.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh yeah, I think this is what I need, because my concerns were basically on the fact that I do not want my baby switched.
Yes. Yes.
That was my major concern. But then that was why I said, okay, let me talk to my husband and then let him know, so I know this is secure and safe for me. But then when I met you and you started laying down all the things that I have rights to,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, why have I been doing broadcast journalism? Why haven't I been a doula for all this? Because you inspired me,
No, thank you.
and I was like, yeah, this is what every woman needs.
Mm.
Aside from the, you know, everyday hospital, because when you go to the clinics or the hospital, you see patients, you see doctors, you see nurses. Aside from all that scenario, you need a doula. Yeah, you definitely need a doula. So, I mean, that kicks in as a inspiration for me, and I was super glad that I met you.
Likewise, likewise. And I must say, you are one of the strongest women that I know. Like
Oh,
your confidence level was high
thank
up
you.
there.
Thank
And
you.
it was a joy working with you. So the first impression of the doctor of the hospital for me was during your last trimester. So we went. It was my first birth in Ghana.
Right.
The clinic, it was a private hospital, as you've been
Yeah.
saying. It was pretty clean. Sorry. The doctor, he took his time to answer all our questions.
Right.
I could tell that he was a little bit, even though he didn't have to at all, but he was a little bit intimidated um, because you had brought a doula. And I remember him telling you, you don't need a doula. No, I don't remember. He told you. I wasn't there,
Yeah,
but
you weren't.
you
Yeah.
told me that because they have midwives
Yes,
and
he said
they
it.
have
Yeah.
hospital staff. So you decided to have a doula anyway, which is absolutely your right. So then we visited the place. It was pretty clean. They were building a new part at the hospital as well, so this part hadn't been used before. Running water, electricity, the basic things were there. So I felt really confident, and I even remember coming home and telling my husband, if I ever end up at the hospital for a birth, for my birth, I wouldn't mind giving birth there. I remember that. So
Wow.
now we went through the third trimester. It went well. We would speak on a regular basis. We would meet up and talk on the phone often, and then one day, contractions start. That's one of the things you handled like a boss.
Oh my God. I think um I I learned from people like you. People like you. I mean, you specifically gave me one confidence that it's like, when, like I said earlier, before this whole pregnancy journey, I was already ready in my mind. Our mind was already straight on that. But then when you came in, it was another support, another energy for me. It was beautiful energy for me, and I gravitated towards that.
So I recorded affirmations. Remember, I sent you an
Yeah.
audio with affirmations, which is basically to help you center yourself, embrace the contractions or the birthing waves, be confident about your birth, and knowing that everything you go through will bring you closer to your baby.
When I play that and I sleep like a baby, wake up the next day.
So those things helped.
They did help.
Beautiful.
Yes, it did. I played them a couple of times, when I would be so stressed out, because I am one person. When I was pregnant, I was home all throughout the pregnancy because I didn't work. I have my works, my orphanage, and my YouTube and my work. I just put everything aside and focus on the pregnancy. So during this period of time, I would just be home. So instead, I don't want to be just home, sleeping and waking up. So what I do is, make sure sometimes I go in the kitchen, clean and all that stuff. So that was wearing me out. I didn't understand why it was wearing me out. But then when those affirmation came in, when I play them, it helps a lot. I just sleep like a baby, wake up the next day, and my phone is just, because I wake up during the midnight to pee, but that would occur, I'll just sleep, and it was beautiful to have those affirmations. Yeah.
So now fast forward to the night where you called me around 2 o'clock in the morning telling me, sis, I'm heading to the hospital. So we had spoken twice before you actually went to the hospital. And as I heard your voice at 2 o'clock in the morning, you were so relaxed, so calm. And I was assessing on the phone like how far you could be in this pregnancy, during the contractions and stuff. So you sounded so calm. I was thinking, okay, obviously she's heading to the hospital, so let me go with her. but there's no way she's going to have her baby anytime soon. The way she's able to speak through her contractions, because we were on the phone for a couple minutes and you had contractions and you kept talking normal, relaxed voice, very focused. I said to myself, there's no way you're going to have your baby anytime soon. So I got ready and I met you at the hospital, right?
Yeah.
First thing I noticed when I got there is, well, it was in the middle of the night. It was 2 o'clock. It was
Right.
maybe 2:30 by the time I got there. Is that it was very quiet and I didn't really see a lot of staff. I saw someone at the reception, and then as we went to your room, I saw 2 midwives, and that was about it. So my focus was on you. You were dealing with those contractions like a boss.
Oh no, those times they already kicked in. Those times you were there.
You were good at hiding it, really. You
Oh.
didn't make a sound. I remember rubbing your back just one time.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. Your mom was there, your husband was there. So you were in your room, and then you made a sound. You screamed a little bit, and you said, "Okay, I'm ready to push now."
Oh, that was a little bit.
A little. I barely heard you.
Really?
A little bit. A little bit.
Okay.
So you said, "I'm ready to push now." So I went to get the midwife. She came. Did anybody check you before that?
Okay, so when I came in, when I came into the hospital, I was checked
Okay.
of how far dilated I've been.
Okay. And how far were you?
Six
6 centimeters.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
And that was also around 2:30, right?
that was around 2:30. So I went in. The midwife asked me if I'm ready to push, and I said no. And so she I think she asked me to go to the to my room, and they moved all the stuff to my room, and then after then she told me if I feel like I'm ready to poop, then I know that the baby is coming.
Okay.
So that was when I went into the room, and then I relaxed, but then the contractions were kicking in so bad, and I could hear my voice. Even though you didn't hear my voice.
Nope.
Okay, I could hear my voice, and I never felt any urge to use the washroom, like to bowel movement, like the nurse or the midwife said. I never had any urge, but I knew as soon as the baby was coming, I knew because I felt like the head, between.
Crowding.
Yeah.
Yes. So then we walked you, your husband, your mom,
Yeah.
the midwife, and I. We walked you to the labor room.
Right. Which is the same room with
Which is basically the same room we went a couple weeks ago. It was a doctor's office.
doctor's office, right?
Because we had seen the labor room. We had visited most of the place, so we knew where you were going to give birth, where you were going to go postpartum. So where we went was just a doctor's office.
So it makes me kind of surprised. Even when I got there at first and they asked me to come in there, because I was thinking maybe the doctor was there.
Okay.
When I was gonna get checked how far I've been dilated. So when they asked me to come in there, I thought the doctor was there. So when I got in there and I saw the labor bed, I thought to myself, I mean, what's going on?
Yeah.
Because I did not understand the transformation going on right in the doctor's office. So anyway, I just, because of what I was going through, I didn't even ask any questions. So, and then so that the doctor's office is the same as the labor room.
Yeah, that's where they turned it into a labor room. Basically, they put a bed there. Unfortunately for us, a woman had just given birth there, and her pads were still on the bed. They were stained with blood, and the room had not been cleaned yet
At all.
So what did they ask you to do?
They asked me to lay on the shit,
On
which
the bloody
is
sheet?
I that's gross.
Yeah.
I'm one person, I do not like, I don't know if I've talked to you about this before. I am allergic to seeing blood.
You told me.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
Then so when the midwife asked me to, or can you lay? Because I was like, I need to push right now. The thing is, they asked me to bring these sheets They asked me to bring shaving stick, sheets, wrappers, the baby stuff, and I brought all these things. So as soon as I came back, the midwife, there were two.
Mm-hmm.
At least one is supposed to be like, oh, bring in your luggages.
Yes. Yeah, so that's one thing I forgot. So we walked in the room and they asked you, where is your stuff? So your mother had to go back to your room and you had a bucket with the sheets and the shaving kit, and you had everything prepared, right?
I had everything.
Yes.
Everything they asked me to bring, I brought them.
Yes.
So
your mother went to get it.
Yeah, I assume that it's a midwife duty. If you know somebody's, the person is ready, she has a luggage, you should bring the luggage right straight to the labor room so you can pick it whatever you want to pick in the bag.
Yes.
But that wasn't done, So as soon as I got there, you went to fetch her to bring me in straight to the labor room. I saw a bloody shit, and it was so gross. Even with the contraction kicking in, I was just like, no. So when she asked me to lay on it, I said no, and I took it. I just grabbed a place where there wasn't stain, and I took it off the bed.
Yeah, you threw it off the bed on the floor. And then we opened a new pack. You got a new set of sheets. That's when you lay down on the bed. And I remember just being shocked, right? Just like,
I know.
What is going on? And I looked at your husband and him too. We were all shocked. But you were having contractions. All you could focus on was having this baby, right? So then when you lie down, you basically just started pushing. You just push your baby out.
Yeah.
Like it is the most normal thing in the world, but as a first-time mom, you did it so gracefully without barely making any sound.
Yeah.
It wasn't complicated at all. Like he came out very fast.
Yeah, that was fast. I hear people, stay there to push for longer period of time, but then, I think I have a couple of friends. They tell me the way I handle my menstrual cramps is really tough like a bus. I'm like, okay, this is me. This is me.
Yeah, you're
so
strong.
I think that's why. And plus the fact that I have people like you, and I was ready. My mind, I was prepared. I was prepared for this. I was like, okay, I need to handle this. I just need to. Yeah, there shouldn't be anything to stop me. Yeah.
True.
I think that was it. And I think the Most High God was also,
He was there.
protecting me and guiding me through. And send angels in disguise to heal me.
He was definitely there. And then, so baby was born.
Yeah.
Then it was time for the placenta to come. That was, I wouldn't say it was complicated at all. What made it complicated was that there was a shortage of staff. There was another woman down the hallway who was having contractions. I remember her just screaming and almost ready to push as well, which made the midwives that were in our room extremely nervous. So now they wanted to hurry up, speed up the process, and get her placenta out. Except that your body wasn't ready to birth the placenta yet. So they were pulling, and they pulled so hard. They even gave me gloves and an apron and asked me to pull. But by that time, they had pulled so hard that the umbilical cord had broken a little bit and was bleeding. So the last thing I wanted to do is to pull as well, right? I know from experience that it can take some time. Zion wasn't even 10 minutes yet, 10 minutes born yet. So then they called the doctor. They were asking him for advice. He said he was on his way. So your baby was born around 4:30. That's another thing. There was no clock in the room. So we have no idea what time he was exactly.
Yeah, so because as soon as I gave birth, and I was still on the labor bed for the placenta to get out, I had energy to ask questions, and I'm like, what time was it born? And it was like 4:45, 4:35. And I was like, okay, is it 4:35 or 4?
Yeah, which one is it?
So she said 4:45, and I said, okay. So, but there was no clock.
No.
No clock on the wall. I mean,
yeah, and we came empty-handed, so we didn't have a phone or anything. But again, it was the doctor's office. It was not a proper labor room, you know. So then afterwards, the placenta did come eventually. However, they had to give you medication.
That medication wasn't fun at all.
Yeah, they had to give you medication in order for the placenta to detach faster. Let me put it like that. The major side effects is that you start shaking.
Shivering.
Yes, and it's a coldness that comes from inside. It's not, you cannot get rid of it by getting a blanket or by drinking something hot. Like, it's from within, and you feel it everywhere. Like, from the tip of your toes to your skin, like every single part of your body is just shivering. Even your throat, talking is hard.
You can't finish a sentence with that medication. You can't.
No. I went through it twice, and yes, they give it to women who have C-sections. So
okay.
I know the feeling.
I never knew.
I know the feeling. So when I saw you shaking like that, all I could do is hug you and talk to you.
That did help. That did help, because maybe if you were in there, something else would have happened. That's how I felt like, because you were right there. It was like I could not see anything else than hear your voice. That was what I was hearing. I heard your voice, and then what I hear was, "Are you okay? Do you need water? Are you okay? Do you feel better?" And then that was what I was hearing. And the last part was when I think when the lady came, the midwife came to check, and she was leaving, and I told you, and I said, yeah, I feel like something is coming.
Yes. But before that, they asked if you wanted more. They were going to give you more medication, and I said no.
Wow.
Because she needs time. Like, by then, maybe 10 minutes had passed, so this was 20 minutes after you just had given birth. And one thing I learned is just time.
I didn't know about
just
that.
Time.
I didn't know they were going to give me more medication.
Yes, they gave you 2 rounds. So they had proposed a third one. And I said, no, she needs time. And then by then, the woman that was now in the hallway, she had come in, because there were 2 beds in the room. So they removed you from the labor bed. So you were resting, waiting for the placenta to come out. And now the other lady is like maybe 3 meters away from your bed. Like, you guys could touch each other if you wanted.
So basically 2 people in
one room.
In the office.
Yes.
The doctor's office.
Yes. So the midwives, they were also cleaning the room quickly. And that made me realize that there were no cleaning staff. There was no doctor. I mean, I can only imagine what would have happened if you needed surgery, a C-section, or if something had gone wrong. Thank God it didn't, but it was very intense. So then eventually you made a prayer. I remember you saying you made a prayer, and you felt that the placenta was coming.
Yeah.
So we called the midwife. She came, she checked, she felt the placenta. I asked you to cough, because when you make that coughing sound, the placenta contracts more, and it helps to come out faster. And our goal was for the placenta to come out in one piece, which is also super important. And that happened. And then we went to the room, right? We slowly went to the... But I also remember, while Zion was still there, that they washed him. They washed him with the menstrual pads that you brought. And I asked them, why are you using menstrual pads? Are you using bottled water and soap and menstrual pads to clean off the baby? And they even cleaned off you with menstrual pads, like your legs and, you know. And they told us because it's more absorbent than anything else. But my feeling is that it was just all there was. Because I had never seen that before. I had never seen that before. So then you went to the room where you tried to breastfeed a little bit.
Yeah, I tried to breastfeed. I didn't know what to do. But with the likes of yourself, the godmother of my son, and my friend that came through, you know, I was able to try. I was trying until the last minute. I think it was about 1 p.m.
Okay.
Same day. Then the head of the midwife came in, and she was trying to help me, you know, do it right. But that was on the last day.
Yes.
Literally on the last day.
Yes. You went home the same day, right?
I went home the same day.
So you came in about 2:30, 2-ish?
Yeah.
A little after 2
Yeah.
in the morning. And when did you leave?
I left around 7 p.m. in the evening.
The same day, okay.
Yeah, the same day.
And when did the doctor come?
The doctor came around 4 p.m. The same that the gynecologist that we were looking forward to show up for the placenta.
That was around 4:45 after Zion was born. Who said he was on his way?
He didn't show up until 4 o'clock p.m.
Until 12 hours later.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Well, at that time, I left. I left somewhere in the morning after a few hours. And then you guys went home the same day.
Yeah.
And I came to visit you 3 days later.
3 days.
3 days later. So now that you had your baby, you're home, how did you feel about that experience?
I think the best part of the experience is holding my baby and having people, you know, people like you around. That was the best part. And with the fact that it's my first time being a mom, and it's a beautiful journey. I would not let anybody spoil my joy. So I'm not trying to make those people, I mean the hospital, who they say their major concern, their major work, or what they focus majorly on is pregnant women, but they don't have a labor room. It's kind of weird. I think this is happening here in Accra, Ghana, and I think anybody watching this should any people, any major person working in fertilities or hospital center should look into focusing on bettering their hospital here, especially when it comes to fertility center. You know, so if you're going to invest in stuff like this, you should you know, make sure you have equipped staff, make sure you have good facility center. I mean, you know, if you are running a fertility center, make sure you have a good labor room. You should have you know, the major concern should be the labor room. The labor room has to be 100%
sterilized. 100%. How about water?
Exactly, water. I mean, that should be like 100%. I cannot wrap my mind around it.
So the night that you gave birth,
using
there was no running water.
There was no running water. Using a washroom, and you're going to have a bowel movement. For the first time, you haven't had a bowel movement in a long time, and one is going to come. You've been constipated throughout your pregnancy, and one is going to come like heavy one right now. Your stomach is bubbly, and then you want to use the restroom, and then, you know, so these are things that you should, you know, focus should be on this type of thing. And then so I would just say I would not like nobody to spoil. They can't spoil my joy. I'm so happy for how far I've come, and this has really inspired me to look into medical school or something, or just do something that concerns, because I would like to give people, what I didn't get.
I understand.
And if you weren't there, I wouldn't even know what to do. Like, this experience you shared with me has inspired me to do something better, and for the society that I live in, for the community that I live in. So.
And I want to say that the purpose of this video is not to down talk the clinic, the hospital we went to. I have major respect for what those midwives went through, because they held it down, even though they were under a lot of pressure. Clearly, they were the only 2 staff members that I saw, minus a male, but we don't know if he was a nurse or.
I've not seen him
we
before.
don't. Yes, we don't know who he was. He wasn't really able to help much, but there was no cleaning staff. There were no doctors. So no running water. If you're running a clinic like that, like the least you can do is make sure that there's staff and that you're fully equipped to do what women pay you to do. And I know it's easy talking from someone coming from the outside, and I'm not doing it myself yet, but it could have turned into something really, really, really bad. And I say that because of your mental strength, your mental and your physical strength, you made it happen, and you turned this into a positive experience. But I know that for another person, this could have been very traumatizing. So once again, I have so much respect for how you handled that. You have been blessed with an angel. Like, Zion is so gorgeous. He's perfect. There's no other words to describe him. And he's just like his mama. He smiles like his mama. He's just like his mama. And your husband was there too. He was there. He held it down. He was so strong, but he was scared. I remember him telling the midwives that, if something happens to you, something's gonna happen to them. Right? And he was serious.
He was serious.
He was very serious. And this is no little man. Like, this is a big dude, strong, muscle dude, seeing his wife in pain, not knowing what's going on, but he held it down. So congratulations.
Thank you. I would like to say this, but before I wrap up the show. I think that most clinic in Ghana, they'll say they are 24/7. Service, but then a lot of people don't work at night. But during the daytime, because when we go during the daytime, there's a whole lot of people, midwives, cleaners, because I've seen cleaners during the daytime. And then when you left, the cleaner came.
Okay.
And then
that was in the daytime.
Yeah, that was in the daytime. And then she figured out how to make the water run, and the water started running during the daytime.
Okay.
So I think more concentration should be on if you run a facility or a clinic for 24 hours, make sure you have staff for 24 hours.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Enough staff.
Exactly.
Or that you call for backup, or something.
Because that will make sense.
So if you were to do one thing differently, this is my last question. If you could change one thing about your pregnancy and or your birth, what would it be?
I think I'll have a home birth.
Really? You could have totally had a home birth because you did all the work.
I know that if I would have my next baby.
When you will have your next baby?
I don't know.
No, you said if. I say when you will have your baby. Because we know he or she is coming.
Oh my God. Okay. When next I'm going to have a baby, I think I'll choose to have a home birth.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'll do differently, because I don't know where. But maybe hopefully I would see a better place. But I don't think. I think my home would be a better place.
Yes.
I
Oftentimes,
think so.
if everything's okay health-wise with the mother and the baby, then home is oftentimes
Yeah.
a better place to give birth
Yeah.
in. I also want to say that this was one place that we went to, but I've been to other hospitals in the meantime. I haven't attended a birth yet. There's another one coming soon. But I have been to other hospitals and the experience was completely different. We have been welcomed with open arms by midwives who took the time to explain things to us. You know me, always have a list of questions, and because I'm still learning how the system works here as well. So it's important to always ask questions, double check. If you're not comfortable in one place, go visit another one. It's okay to switch doctors at the last minute. That's your right. And if they don't give you the information, ask anybody. If you're not happy with one person, you ask the next person. You know, this is your birth, this is your body, and you have the choice to birth however it is that you want.
I think with the question, asking of the questions, it's not like you know, sometimes it's not like I do not ask questions, but then sometimes I notice, you know, you asking a midwife a question and she's disappeared, you know. It's like she's resigned from the hospital.
Okay.
So because when I went there, they had me assigned to one specifically midwife, and she resigned. And another one, I think she wasn't available all the time. And then the last two that I worked with, I never even had conversation with them before until the last meeting.
Okay.
So the questions, you would ask questions, but I don't know. It's just, I feel like it's incompetency. They don't know how to answer your questions, but they know how to do the work when they want to do the work.
But this
Or
is,
I don't know. I can't figure it out.
you're talking about the midwives that you worked with,
Yeah.
right? Okay. Because I do want to say that there's lots of midwives in Ghana, and I'm pretty sure there's lots of amazing midwives and
Right.
extremely helpful
Right.
midwives as well. I've met some, and also great other hospitals or different facilities when you can give birth. But the point of this video is really to share your story and to underline how important it is to be ready, like you were saying, mentally, physically, spiritually. That is like half of the work.
Right.
Half of the work. Like the way you push that baby out, that was a whole miracle right there.
Indeed.
So once again, thank you for the beautiful experience.
Thank you
Thank
too.
you for having me present. And
Thank you. Your presence sure did mean a lot. I really appreciate you. I just want to use this opportunity to say thank you very much for blessing, you know, I and my family with your presence. It means a lot to us. And you've inspired me. Honestly, don't be surprised.
if you become a doula,
I don't know, medical field somewhere.
midwife,
Yes. I don't know.
Yes, well, I believe in that. You know, each one teach one. If you do something good, if you receive something good, pass it on to someone else.
And that don't mean I stop being a broadcaster, though.
Yes. Can you talk a little bit of what you do? Because not only are you an amazing mother, an amazing wife, but you're just a great person in general as well.
I mean,
Can you talk about what you do for the street children? Your foundation?
Yeah. Last year, May.
2021?
Yeah, 2021. May 23rd, we started this foundation where we feed street kids.
Okay.
Street kids. So basically, here in Ghana, we see a lot of young children on the street that you know, they beg for alms, they beg for money. They're always on the street under the sun, majorly on the road, the middle of the cars. And so that gave me that always gives me a great concern. Like, you know, it gives me goosebumps when I see them. Like, I'm like, where are their mom? Where are their dad? I mean, why? Just why, and I couldn't give myself any answers to that. So I decided to put it on myself. And so my husband was also a part of this organization. So we started to make food for them.
Okay.
And we take it back to the street. So once in a month we go to the street and we feed them. So I was doing that. I think I did that for 3 months.
Okay.
Then I got pregnant.
Okay.
So then I decided to just lay low until after the child is born, and now the child is here, and we are looking forward to go back again.
Okay. So how do you find the funding?
We have a website. I don't know if I shared the website with you before.
Well, you can share it now, and I'll also type it.
Okay, www.maryjadeparrotfoundation.org.
Okay.
So we have our paper on there.
Okay.
We have fundings from all over the place. We have people who have funded us from United States of America. We have people from Nigeria. We have people from Ghana here. And I want to say a very big thanks to everyone of you who have been supporting us so far, so good. And I didn't give anybody any information about why we didn't continue. But the reason why is because I was pregnant, and I didn't want to share that to anyone. But then now that the baby is here, that's the good news. We have a baby. It's a boy, and so we will continue. As soon as the baby is 6 months,
Okay.
we'll go back to street. But we want to focus now because I noticed that the kids are no more. They are not so much on the street now. We just find 1 or 2 on the street, or some handicaps.
Yeah.
Now, but the kids are all gone out of the street. So what we're doing now is making sure we find out more information about where they are now, where they relocate to, and then also we're looking forward to visiting orphanage home.
Okay.
So we start with the ones around us, because we stay in Accra. So
Okay.
we start with the ones that are around Accra.
So
And then,
the children that were on the streets begging for food and money, they're nowhere to be found now.
they are no.
You don't know.
I don't know where they are, but we still have like 1, 2. They are not as much because we were feeding about 100 kids.
Wow.
100 to 80 kids. We give them water. We give them juice. We give them soap. We give them toothbrush. We give them. It's a whole lot that we give them, and.
So please go visit her page.
Yeah.
Make a donation as small as you can. Like, I've seen these children, and as a parent, as a mother, it truly breaks my heart to see little children running after your car, knocking on your window, and we've given them food, whatever snack we would have in the car, and they're really happy.
Yeah.
Like, they're not pretending. Like, they're really happy to have some food. So if you want to help, Mary Jane put some work. She did some work already. So feel free to visit her website and definitely donate. Thank you very much for watching, and I'm looking forward to making another video.